Hey YouTube! One of the decks I've had the most success with testing this format is Red Hybrid, BT7 Red Hybrid. And this deck is the epitome of big red stack, go burn. You build up big red stacks, you attack for multiple damage at a time, and you just win the game by sheer force. It's literally that simple. This is definitely a tier 1 deck. You're definitely going to see this at Digimon Fest events and going forward. And I want to show you guys my deck list, what I've been having success with in testing, and just tell you guys how it's going to be tier 1 and why you guys should be prepared for it. Or maybe you want to try building it. I would definitely recommend that too. As usual, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell to smash potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos come out. And don't forget, we are having one more Mario Gaming World Digimon circuit just in time for the Digimon Fest events, just in time for playtesting for them. We're having it tomorrow, Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you want to join, go ahead and join my Discord for the instructions. Everything is in the description below. Hope you guys enjoy the deck profile, and we'll see you guys later. I honestly have no idea why I worded that like that. It's like I'm ending the video or something. Anyway, our eggs here are 4 Capririmon, 1 Demi-Marimon. This is the new wing in BT7 that says your turn if your tamer in play has plus 1000 DP. This is only when attacking plus 1000 DP. So this is always better. As an FYI, you should always have at least 1 tamer in play. If you plan on evolving into a hybrid, try to get another tamer in play first. Unless you have absolutely no choice, unless you have to go for game, just make sure that you always have multiple tamers on the field. But yeah, that's why we're running these eggs. It's fine. And you might, like, it's a weird lineup because usually I'm all about playing 4 eggs in a fast deck like this. But you actually might go through your eggs against different matchups. We might get to that point later. But yeah, 5 eggs. Alright, for the rookies, we're playing 4 Flamemon. On play, read top 4 cards of your deck, add a card with Hybrid, Susanoo Mon, or Takuya to your hand, the rest go on the bottom. So you only get 1 add, which is unfortunate for non-play. However, it gets a benefit and it's inheritable, where on deletion you play a Takuya from your hand for free. So if you add the Takuya with this, you evolve it into a hybrid or something, and it dies, well, you get to play Takuya for free. That's pretty cool. So we're playing 4 of it for that reason. We're playing 4 of the original on-play Flamemon, reveal 3, add a hybrid and add a tamer. Really good card. It's just good to have. We're playing 2 of the Flamemon BT6, the one that has inheritable piercing. You really don't need many of these because piercing isn't that important. And there's a way to recur this from the grave if you need to, which we'll talk about. Which is why we're only playing 2 of it. Piercing isn't that big of a deal, guys. Normally, you're just kind of ending the game fast anyway with attacking security, so piercing doesn't always come up. Then we're playing 2 Gaussmon because it is a red deck, and it's basically your card that says your opponent can't reduce Digivolution costs. So those level 5 green hybrids, blue hybrids, red hybrids, yellow hybrids, they all have to deal with this card. That's pretty cool. So Gaussmon, really good. And to finish up our rookies, 2 Pokemon, because Pokemon is insane in this format. We all know Pokemon does. I don't think I have to really talk about it. And having the ability to gain memory whenever you evolve onto Tamer is really good. And having the ability to just add a hybrid or Tamer is just really freaking good. So that's 12 red rookies that evolve into our eggs, and then 2 Bokos. I think this lineup is fine. I've gone back or forth with these Flamemons, to be honest. I was playing more of this originally, but 2 is fine. 4 was unnecessary. Take it from me. Try it at 4 if you want, but I don't think it's necessary at all. That's that. For our champions, 4 Promo Gunimon. The one that lets you warp Digivolve into Ancient Greymon for a cost of 2, but it dies at the end of the turn. It's kind of unfortunate, but that's how it is. But during your turn, when Digivolving this into Ancient Greymon, you can reduce its cost by 2. So if you do build a regular stack, like you evolve this on a rookie, you evolved an ultimate on top of this, evolve an Ancient Greymon only costs 3. Because if you have a Memory Tamer on field, you can just kind of do it on the same turn, attack, it doesn't die. That's really, really cool. A strat that people like to use is play Analog Boy, where what ends up happening is, you know, you evolve in the Ancient Grey, you warp, it dies, it self-destructs, you play the hybrid for free with Ancient Greymon, but then maybe you pass the turnover while doing that, and Analog Boy lets you hatch an egg and reset the memory to 0, you still have a turn. I don't think that is super necessary. I've tried it. It's okay. It's cute when it happens. Is it game winning? Does it really matter? I don't think it matters. Sometimes it's just really good to choke at 1, especially if they're not a Memory Tamer. So anyway, we're not playing Analog Boy, but we are playing 4 Promo Gunimon because you have to. Now I think we're playing maybe the best hybrid in the deck. 4 Burning Greymon. This is one of those that costs 3 if you evolve it on top of a level 3, 2 on a Tamer, and 1 on a level 4. Now, when Digivolving, if this card has a hybrid in its traits or Takuya, you can pop something 4,000 or less. The red archetype, hybrid archetype, has in-house removal to things like Bokumon, the Madoki Betamons of the format, and the Cutemons of the format, as well as maybe a random rookie here or there that's causing you an issue. Burning Greymon just says no. And you haven't lived until you go evolve Takuya into Burning Gray, pop something, evolve for 1, pop something, evolve for 1, pop something. It's a really good experience, and normally when that happens, you kind of win the game. And you really don't mind it at all. You're always drawing cards for it, you're popping the opponent's board, it's a big tempo play. That's why I think Burning Greymon is possibly the best card in the deck. This main deck doesn't play anything like Atomic Blast or Gaia Force. This is the only form of removal in the main deck. I'm not going to talk about the side deck in this video, but the side deck does play your Atomics and your Gaia Forces and stuff like that. So yeah, 4 of this is just the best one. The fact that this evolves over a Tamer is really good. This does not, so just be careful with that. Burning Gray does evolve over a Tamer. And to finish it up, we're only playing 3 Goonimon, the regular one, the one that does evolve over a Tamer. Because it's good to have your targets, right? This is definitely the worst hybrid, but it's still fine. It's still fine. 11 level 4s, perfectly okay. Sometimes a 4th one comes up, but not often enough, in my opinion. Going into Ultimates, 4 Aldemon, the new one. This card's insane. So this Aldemon reads, you know, when one of your Digimon with a Tamer in its sources, would you devolve into this, you reduce cost by 2, like most level 5 hybrids have. That come out in BT7. Then when Digivolving, it gets plus 1,000 DP for the turn, which is really strong. Turns this 8k boy into a 12k boy. What's the best part of this card, though, is it's inheritable. Its inheritable is Delicaplan. That's crazy. So we don't have to main deck a brick like Delicaplan because we have in-engine removal. We have in-engine Delicaplan. So being able to safely swing, not worry about Wyvern's Breath or Memory Boosts activating or Hammer Sparks or Iron Fists or stuff like that, none of that. This just says no. This card's incredible. You gotta play 4 of it. And then we are playing the one random Aldemon, the one from BT4, has security +1 by itself, and then if it has a hybrid or a Tamer card, it has plus 1,000 DP. So potentially 11,000 security +1 hitter, maybe more if you get more power under it. But yeah, this is just kind of win more. I don't really like this card too much. I actually usually side this out without any issues. These Aldemons are the really important ones. This is just spicy tech sometimes. It comes up. That's it for our ultimates. For the megas, 4-inch and Greymon, obviously. For those of you that are unaware, I'm going to read this card to you. During your turn, for each Digimon card in its sources with Greymon or hybrid, you get security +1. So sometimes, honestly, what I like to do is just sit in the back, you know, evolve, and evolve, and evolve, and then you have an egg underneath it, obviously, right? Well, let's try and do this impromptu. It's not working. That's okay. Anyway, that's our stack, right? And you're in the back, and maybe you have a memory tamer, and maybe you have one of these on the field. Okay, sure. So what ends up happening is you promote your dude, you evolve into Ancient Gray. It has 1 security because of game mechanic. It has 1 security because of this. Then it gets 1 because of this. It gets 1 because of this. It gets 1 because of this. You're attacking 5 security in 1 shot for 14,000. That's stupid. And then if you have the memory, or if you have more things to do, maybe you can hybrid for game. But at that point, it's really, really easy to do that. So it's really powerful card. It's a very strong card, this Ancient Greymon. This is why we have to play multiples of it. That being said, I'm going to talk about something in a second, but we are playing 4 of this in this deck. And we are playing 2 Emperor Greymon. 2 Emperor Greymon. So this has when Digivolving Blitz, so it's like Shoutmon, or Blitz Omni, which is cool. Your turn, once per turn, when the Digimon is blocked, you gain 1 memory for each Digivolution card with hybrid in its traits. So if they do block this, for some reason, you gain that memory back, maybe your turn doesn't end, because maybe you're blitzing, right? Maybe you're blitzing for game, they block, you still got a turn. Kind of crazy, right? Now, what I wanted to say is I am testing a budget version of this deck that plays none of these, and obviously none of these things either. And it's playing 4 Emperor Greymon. I've been testing it on Obviously, it's not as powerful as this, but it is still good and it is still viable. So I might cover that a little bit later on in the channel or on Twitch. By the way, follow me on Twitch. Yeah, yeah. So for in this deck, it's fine. The 6 level 6s are fine, but just wanted you to know that is an option. And if you can't afford 4 Ancient Greymons and the Unimons to go with them, you can play 4 Emperor, and you're probably gonna be fine. So that's it for our level 6s here. That's it for our Digimon in the deck. Pretty good lineup altogether. Now, for our Tamers, we're playing 4 Takuya. This is the card you keep seeing over and over again. Its inheritable is against plus 2,000 DP. If it has 10,000 DP or more, it has Piercing, a security +1, sorry, which is really strong. And then, you know, if it's security, play for free. This card has a really interesting effect. Once per turn, you may place 5 cards with hybrid in their traits from your trash under this tamer in any order to digivolve this into Emperor Greymon for the same digivolution cost. So for 4, which is really cool. So this is how you recur your Piercing Flamemon if you need it, right? You just stick all your hybrids underneath this card, and it's really freaking good. I like this a little more than Magna Garurumon because it does them from trash, and by the natural flow of the game, you're going to end up with hybrids in your trash. You know, if you do Burning Greymon shenanigans and your Burning Greymon stack dies, well, then your Takuya is kind of just almost automatically live by that, right? So Takuya is a really good tamer. It's recurable, and it's just crazy. Lets you blitz for game. So 4 of it. And the only other tamer we're playing in this deck are 4 Tai Kamiyas, just because the extra security +1 and the memory tamer are super important. I was trying Marcus, and I was trying 2-drop Tai. It recently actually exited the deck, but this was in here. Marcus is kind of cool because if you attack, you know, with an Ancient Greymon or something, you gain a memory for it, which is fine. But that's really it. It's not that impactful. It's the same kind of gimmick as Analog Boy. We're not playing Analog Boy for the reasons I already explained. We're not playing 2-drop Tai because I don't think it adds enough value to the deck. Takuya is the main tamer you're going to evolve over. You can get them back, and the Tais are just there for your memory. So 8 tamers I think is fine. Unlike most red hybrid decks, you have no problem building your stack in the back. Like, you just have no problem doing that and evolving into your tamers for game if you need to. So that's it for the tamers. And then to wrap it up, the options for Atomic Inferno. You guys remember Lightning Joust in Agumon and BT6? Basically the same thing. It's security +1, 3,000 on a hybrid. Very important. Has to be a hybrid. So you can't actually use it on Ancient Greymon. You can use it on Emperor, because it's a hybrid, but not Ancient Greymon. What you have to do is, like, I'll use it on the hybrid first, the Gunimon or the Aldamon, and then evolve. Then it carries it over, and that's fine. But you can't actually use it on the Ancient Grey itself. So just be careful with that. And then, if it's activated in security, it has a floating effect where all your Digimon get plus security attack for your turn, which is kind of crazy. It doesn't add a hand, but the fact that it's just floating there as an extra security on each of your dudes is really strong. That alone ends games. That's that. We're playing one red memory boost because having the memory boost to add to memory is good, and the search is really important sometimes. And we're playing one Gravity Crush because sometimes they might expect red memory boost, but they might not expect Gravity Crush, and having that extra 2 memory for game is just really strong. And that's it for the deck profile. That's all I wanted to say in today's video. I think the deck is really good. It just punches through your Cherubi decks, your blue hybrid decks, your yellow decks. It just goes through them all, and and having delicate plan on your guys to rep all their security at once without any backfiring potentially, as long as you can win the game in case they play tamers, is really strong. I do recommend giving this deck a shot if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, there is a budget version with Emperor Greymons, don't worry. Anyway, we're out of here, guys. You have a wonderful day. Let me know what you think of the deck, and see you later.